Hey everybody, at the end of the day, I'm really not that good at this game. It's just that most other people are even worse than I am. So ultimately, it's going to take somebody who is actually good to show you the full capabilities of the AMX Chasseur de Char, and that person today is Misa Dorum. So, here we are, on Highway, a much maligned map. It really does not get a good rap from anybody, it never really has. It's very flat and open, and tank destroyers and arty tend to dominate it quite badly. It's not as troublesome as it used to be before the city was expanded, but it's certainly still not a shining example of good mapping. However, there's just enough rolling terrain to make this a fun place to be a chasseur de char, as Misa Dorum is about to amply demonstrate. First things first, get into a decent camouflage position on a ridgeline so as soon as he's spotted he can drop back into cover. Oh god, there's an E25 next to him. This much bullshit in one bush? We might break something here, folks. You'll have to forgive the weird zooming in. I think that's some sort of manifestation of the replay bug, but at least the camera no longer has seizures zooming in and out on your tank. Small steps, I guess. Looks like that 3002M is actually trying to side scrape, which is interesting. It's not going to work in a tank with that little side armor. And Misa Dorum loads some HE to knock out the cover that STA1 is using. Now, somebody next to him just took a hit, but Misa hasn't actually been spotted yet. And now he is. He sits still just a moment longer, looking for another shot, which he gets, and then backs off. Now, actually, what he does here is maybe not the best idea. He drives pretty much back up as soon as he gets unspotted. However, Artie is going to be aiming right at where he last was. That's what I would be doing. I would shoot at the bush he's in. So it's tempting fate a bit to come back into the exact same position, but he gets away with it. That was a narrow miss on the E25 there. The enemy STA and IS realize they're very thoroughly outclassed and begin to fall back. However, once you commit to A1, it's not really a position you can escape from. It's one of those all or nothing places I've spoken about before. And you really need to fight to the death, basically. Light tanks can sometimes get away, but there's no way in hell an IS is going to get away with it. With that taken care of now, Misa shifts his attention towards the town. There's a bulldog here which could cause problems if it's allowed to stay alive. It certainly is causing problems for that Cromwell. But it looks like it's handled. And so again he shifts his attention back towards this IS. Like I said, there's no escape from A1. You either take it and push from there, you stalemate it and hope for the best, or you die trying. Interestingly enough, the enemy have a Churchill trying to provide long-range fire support with a 75mm Vickers high-velocity gun. That's real interesting. I don't know what made him think that his heavy tank with its low alpha gun was the perfect long-range sniper, but that tank probably would have been useful in town. Certainly more useful than he was out in the field, doing pretty much nothing. SU-100Y is spotted, charging in recklessly to try and defend his cap. Now this thing is actually really dangerous. Those things hit very hard for their tier. Thankfully it goes to somebody that isn't Misa, and it gets focused down quite fast, because even pubbies know to shoot the big gun first, usually. STA is getting picked apart by the bulldog, Artie's lit and doomed. And although the enemy control the city, it looks like this might be in the bag. One of the wonderful things about playing Artie is the shot feedback. You may not actually know for certain you've hit somebody, but when you see them rage in chat, you know you've not only hit them, but you've fucked them up. It's a wonderful, undocumented feature of this game. Air G is spotted leading the charge back towards spawn. He gets a hell of a snapshot in, although it could have hit this tank anywhere and penned it really. Once again, the Chasseur de Char has 30mm of front armor and 20 of side and rear. It will be penned by HE from just about anything, unless they're really unlucky. Like the Chaffee in my first video of it, from the live server. Again, what I've said before about aiming for the sides of IS-3s, you aim low, beneath the spaced armor. If you aim high on the IS-3, your shot's probably going to get even. So always aim low beneath the top of the track. These guys here on the rails are bottled up pretty handily. It's not too difficult for Misa to work his way around them without taking any further damage. And they're all tied down trying to get resets on the cap. Tunnel vision. Black Prince is the easiest target. He can hit that without exposing himself to the other ship, so it's the natural first port of call. However, the ISU begins pushing up. Obviously, he realized what was going on and wanted to do something about it. It's too late though, and the Cromwell pushes in on him, and there's nothing he can really do to get out of this situation. He does get a quick shot in, and it nearly kills Misa, but not quite. It's a low roll too. And that allows Misa to finish off the T-34 with the help of his remaining teammates. T-34 is target fixated. It doesn't even seem to realise Misa's here. And we can certainly tell where the enemy IS is. It's actually dueling the Geschützwagen Panther in Misa's team's cap, and it gets shotgunned by the M4, or sorry, not shotgun, it gets killed by the M44 while trying to evade a shotgun from the GW Panther. That's impressive. Very impressive. But what's even more impressive is a 4.5k damage match, over 4.5k damage match on highway in a tank with 30mm of armor. But again, like I said, armor is a crutch for bads. This is a real good tank. The gun is great. The mobility is absolutely fantastic. Second to none in tier. I mean, its mobility is comparable to some light tanks, honestly. This is just a brilliant all-around tank, and really the only place it falls apart is if you end up committing to a position where you get focused, pretty much. Even on city maps, it can do well, it just needs to pick its fights. And that's really the biggest skill to playing the AMX Chasseur de Char, is being able to pick your fights, which is where I fall down. As any of my regular viewers will well know, I am hopelessly aggressive. I tend to just rush to the highest risk, highest reward position I can get into, and then brawl like a madman until I eventually explode. And that's why in this tank I tend to die pretty quickly and not get any more than about 2k damage out. But finally, you can see this thing played properly, the way it's meant to be played, and a really, really nice match. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully I'll be able to get up some footage of me playing this thing and getting a couple 4.5k damage games, but I wouldn't count on it. In the meantime, I wish you the best of luck in the field, and I'll catch you on the next one.